Hey guys, this is the Limator with another helpful GoGuardian video. So this is my classroom screen, and you might notice that I have these black smiley face tagged sessions that I called Edge, right? Edge 1, Edge 2, Edge 3, Edge 4, Edge 5, and Edge 6. So these are custom sessions that I made. By the way, I have on a different video that talks about class settings. I talked about how to color code and tag the classes the way I have. I have stars for my Zoom classes, heart for my advisory class that runs all day, so they can talk to me if they need to. And that is a custom session as well that I've created. And I have custom sessions for my Edgenuity classes. Now, why do I create custom sessions? That's because I teach more than one Edgenuity class type. And so in any given period, I might have 2 or 3 sessions of Edgenuity running at one time. And that just gets really overwhelming to monitor all those students with different sessions. So instead of doing that, I archive those sessions. And I have one here just to show you. So this is one of the original sessions that were there for a 4th period Edgenuity class. I think this is Earth Science or something like that. I'm going to go ahead and go to archive this class under settings. I don't need it. The reason I don't need it is because I've created custom sessions. So how do you do that? So you can add a classroom on the top right by clicking on add a classroom. And then you can create your own classroom. Let's say, for example, I was doing Edge period 0. I don't know what that means, but let's just for trials. And I can say what subject that is. Say it's a science. Now my custom classes doesn't have a science label because some of them are career planning. So I don't really want to tag it as science, because if I do, then the filter will that they have that can automatically run my block, or give them not block, but it might give them warnings that they're off task just because they're doing career planning. So don't use the subject or put it on the other if you don't know what that subject is or doesn't fit something. And you can put a description, and I always like to describe what it is. So let's say, all right, this is Edgenuity period 0. This helps me identify what the purpose of this class is when it's on the main screen, because there's too many classes with your weird names. You can set up a default scene right here. A default scene is where the filter that's going to run all the time. And maybe this is a filter that I'm running for someone who really has a lot of trouble staying focused. So I'm going to make sure that they can't open anything except for Edgenuity. No email, no Gmail, nothing, just Edgenuity. And that's a filter I created, and I talked about that in another video. And maybe I can create a color tagging for this one, and I'll put a gray tag, right? Let's say this is not an edge period. This is just a watch list. Let's call it watch list. And I'm creating this just to create a special filter for a student throughout the day that's supposed to only be in Edgenuity and not be messing with anything else. So the parent asked me, "Can you block everything else because this kid keeps getting distracted, right? Can you make a class just for this kid?" You absolutely can, and this is how you're doing that, right? So I'm going to create this custom classroom, and there you go. So now that I have this, I can actually um, upload a document that has a list of all the students and their emails, and it will all at once update all the students. Now, in order for that to work, you have to have a certain format to do it. Basically, the first column of the document, as you can see here in the picture, will have a list of all their emails. So if you do that and save it as a CSV document, you will be able to do that. What I did is come here to where it says student email, and I just type in the email of the student, right, that I need to block or need to add to my class. And once the student is added, I just hit add students, and that will automatically add that person. Now, obviously, this is a fake student with a fake email, so it's not going to work. But if you add the right student that's in the system, that will add that student to the class. And once that session is running, you can monitor that student. And so you can go to settings and change all the settings that I can show in other videos. But the cool thing about this custom classroom is that you can do this to create a custom session where all the students which are in the same period live in the same place. So it makes it easier for you to watch everybody without having multiple sessions running. Because when you're running sessions, right, here at the top, it will show all the active sessions. And you can switch between tabs, and you can do it that way if you prefer. But I prefer having all my Edgenuity kids in one session, which also makes it easier when I'm running reports. And I talk about that in a different video. The other thing this is cool for is if you're like a support teacher and you have a caseload with students, you can create a group that you can watch all day. That's exactly what I did with my advisory kids. Rather than just have a session that runs a part of the day, I created a custom session, and I put them in there, and the session actually runs all day long. So they can contact me at any time if they need help. and I can also monitor them if necessary. I don't really do a lot of that. They're seniors, so I'm not too worried about them. And when there are other teachers' classes, it's not really something of my concern. I don't really use a filter on that class, so I don't affect other teachers' classes. But if I need to pop in and see what they're up to, I can. It's a great way to monitor your caseload if you're a support teacher. I hope you find this trick helpful, and I'll see you around.